Today I'm gonna play it like I don't like it. Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. We're gonna play it today off the cuff and some written thought. So the written thought was for a spell, the path seemed so far at the horizon, vanishing as life squeezed. So tight my breath skipped beats. Grace whispered in between the breath, it is you who will achieve the unseen. Steadfast, the vulnerable says yes to vulnerability, to growth, say yes to your will and testament. You are the answer, and the answer is you. Used to be happened, was is done. Grieve and be grieved. Honey, that is the sustenance, the nurturing of the yet born, the unseen. I'm a thinker and a doer. So I now know and trust before now. It's so much stuff here. It's so much stuff here, and I'm so grateful that I'm in a space to learn and sit down somewhere and then learn again and sit down somewhere. I'm truly blessed to have enthusiasm, to have yet seen being like immaculately layered and coming my way. It shall be presented soon enough. I'm absolutely grateful that hands that I have seen have held, have made sure they let me know before breath was given back to the lender that they love me, and the ones that I'll never see. But once I do the due diligence of pulling the needle in and threading the squares and the triangles and the patterns of what the DNA told for. Them ones who prayed 8 generations behind me for me to be now. I'm blessed for a lot of different reasons. The tenacity is one of them. I forgive myself above all else. I will to see things differently. As I continue to kind of go into what is going on and being almost, if not fascinated with how flush and clean and smoothly unaware you can be doing the dance. As I've been expressing, there was no true awareness of the initiation and the audacity of there being a such action, deviant action towards transitioning, being in transit, being away from everyday stimulants that allow safety, growth, joy, centered awareness, calm. When did this become a crime? Obviously, there are policies in play where being homeless is a criminal act. It can come with jail time, it can come with citations, it can come with assault, it can come with harassment, it can come with you being in a vicious cycle of constantly losing everything. So whether it be, say, someone comes through where you are and finally found, and they throw everything in sight away because there's an activity coming to the area, and we don't want to look bad. You're a blemish. You don't fit the excuse we're campaigning, so you have to go now. And you probably were out looking for things just to keep the day moving. Food, commerce, catching back up with your daughter, catching back up with your grandma, catching back up with a friend that you know from another place that is also in transit. Like, you were getting your euphoria, your joy, your laughter, your peace, your sense of self. And by you listening, or by you coming across this and then choosing how deeply you will listen, even in this small moment, do yourself the justice for yourself and for others to learn a little bit more about everything. Learn a little bit more about everything. That is the justice for you, and that's the justice for everyone else around you, because you're aware and you're aware of. So I monitor how much I inform myself, because I know the responsibility of what rest. I know the responsibility of rest. From the macro to the micro, I'm still learning as well. So I love information. I am an information bug. I am that bookworm. I wanna touch the book. I wanna be in the library. Oh, you selling books out your truck? Best day I could have ever had on purpose. Like, I'm the one that's excited about literary everything, to the most part. Like, I cannot walk by an eraser. So, the little, I think it's like a rectangle. It's not quite a rectangle because it got points and shit and it's like crooked, but it's a rectangle pretty much. I think it's like I was about to say it's a chew on it type of red pink. It's hey yo, a chew on it red pink. It's like a like a hot red, or I don't know what that color would be called, but it's eraser red shit. That little rectangle that you can just demolish anything that you meant or didn't mean to do on a piece of paper or any surface that you can write on. I am one who will not walk away or walk by the opportunity to have those erasers just littered around places, because your life will be off kilter if you don't have a fucking eraser. My life is off kilter if I don't have anything to, if I don't have a tool to do, my life is off kilter. That could be a pen, pencil, eraser. Everything. When the opportunity comes you for it, I have whiteout. And all the things that make you know that you about to forecast and foretell the greatest story ever, because you have all the proper components to write the first sentence with. You have a big ballpoint pen that if you're really a writer, you know that shit fucking just like slides across the paper like butter does on bread. The pencil is supposed to create traction. It ain't supposed to be a smooth groove with a pencil. Pencil got its responsibility and its purpose and position. The pen ain't a pencil and the pen ain't a pen. The pen ain't a pencil and the pencil ain't a pen. I come forward into what I was about to say. So I watched a little bit of Atlanta version of the criminal act of creating a law to make it an offense backed up by a criminal response, citations, debt, more debt, jail time, somebody else reaping off your life, the vicious act of being shrunken because someone is able to harass you and force upon you judgments, or you finally got settled down and then someone came in with an intention that they didn't make an announcement about, and that area where you got settled in just got cleaned up by random people who felt like you were a blemish, an eyesore, an ugly thing to see, a tragedy, a terror, a horror for the HOA. But it also allowed me to know the responsibility or the power that is present in my perspective, which is being with no address via my car. Like, don't let the smoke clear. Don't think that this is just another thing that you champion. Don't be ignorant and say your experience is nothing to share. Don't be tricked into that thought because of the survival mode that can just want you to be done with it. You just want to be over it. You don't have time to talk. You don't got time to do the press. You ain't trying to talk to the pet. You like, I just want to be out of it. That's it. There's so many ways your experience can transform and transmute. There's so many ways that your experience of no address can transfer and amplify for yourself and others. That's the power, that's the responsibility, that's the justice for yourself and others. So I was thinking today on the tip of continuing to take things out of my bag of no address for this platform that I created to continuously take things out of my duffel bag that I'm carrying around because of no address. Continuously share to make sure that I don't allow invisibility to be venomous and vicious and a self-imposed attack on myself and a forceful attack on people who have experienced what is a natural occurrence. Life transforms. It is meant to transform. Change is part of inhale and exhale. It's part of your stint of life cycle. Change every day. You got to change the oil. You got to change your tires. You got to wash your car. You got to vacuum clean your car. You got to change the baby. You got to change your underwear. You got to change your sheets. You got to change the air filter. Change is not something luxurious. Change is not something elusive, unheard of, an anomaly. No such thing. It's just as close as your skin is. Change. So when I got to points where all of my imagination and my logic started to run out and turn to fumes, I did what my city, Baltimore, doesn't teach us to do. Baltimore don't teach you to fold. Baltimore don't teach you to surrender. Baltimore don't teach you to cower. Baltimore don't teach you to just let things happen without any rebuttal. The city gives you grit and grace, sight, sense, truth, power. I can go on and go on. So this was a beautifully unique grunge phase of growth. Because it went from survival mode, that's all you know is what it is, 10 toes, to if you do that, if you keep that oath, that creed, you're gonna die. A quick one or a slow one. Of course, the last word ain't your power, but you're gonna die every day. You keep the survival attitude. I got it, I'm cool, I'm straight, I figured it out. You're gonna die every day. In many ways that are with you in mind every time, because life loves you. So it was like a kaleidoscope. And the white was my mind, the orange was my senses, the red was the personality or persona, like constantly moving, like it was somebody that was like a platinum level that was about to get it in a minute. Like it was rapidly just changes in so many different capacities and intentions all at once, and like there wasn't no straws to pull on. Let's take a vote before we, like, man, it was real. It was meant for me. Signed, sealed, and delivered. It was meant for me. Oh, we had a dog though. Y'all really love his dog. It was a guy up on the hill I seen from afar. And all I seen was the dog like, I ain't getting in that motherfucking car, fuck that shit. He trying to check me. He had to throw his dog. We had to throw the dog in there. Like, you didn't romance my stone. Got me all out in the grass and lied to me. Only to throw me back in the car and put me in the cage in the house and shit. Stop bringing me to the park. I seen him out the cut of my eye on the hill with something fluffy. And I was like, oh, somebody having boo time. No, he was loved up with the dog up on the hill, tucked away where no one can see us. But in the times of like, I don't have any more. I can't think of nothing else. All that I had is gone. What we doing from here? Guess we're gonna have to walk cold turkey. Newborn Babino into this change. You never know where your help will come from. You never know from the hills of where your help will answer your wills. Wow. It ain't even no lines. Wow. Let me stop minding everybody else's business. This is a parking lot that everybody can come to. I think I be on a schedule, and I'll be like in my little private time where it just be me until somebody finds it out. Now it's people just coming all over here. Anyway, getting so distracted. at the measure points of when I didn't have any more to give, all of my abracadabra was exhausted. Anything that I could recall and remember, it wasn't that wasn't the deal. It really wasn't the deal. Like I had nothing. It was like I'm trying to crank the car up. Nothing. And I think it was me and other things that loved me deeply. It was like, this is where you step outside of where you've been already to come into where and who I'm preparing you to be. Where I have you be, where I'm preparing you. With whom I'm preparing you. Where I'm ready for you to go. And who I'm ready for you to be. And I'm also ready for you to know this is okay. I know you know and knew all that, and that was all you knew. But today, it's time. It's really time. Because that's what that was for. That was what that was for, the survival. Because that adaptation happens in all situations. The knowledgeable part is the part where you can grieve it, complete it, and go into something new. And be grateful, clear, and responsible in a manner of, say, Sean Carter saying he used all of the ambitious thinking, hints of aggressive, foresight and will to, be up in the person's face, or this, being super intentional about how you're going to be seen and heard type thing. Use all of that to become who he is now. He transferred all of the stages of his existence to fine tune it and be precise with this. All of this has to be for something. All of this has and is going to be utilized in some way. And that means give and take, ebb and flow. I can use that part for this part. That can't go in there. So that gotta either sit outside, or we gotta go ahead and grieve and complete that. Knowing how to use every facet that has ever been the teacher in your experience for the ultimate and the sum total of it all. So the day that I was like, I don't have nothing else, and what I can't do is survive, because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's my first time being with no address, in transit, less housed, homeless. And I say homeless last because that's not an adequate explanation of something that includes so many different people from so many different experiences with the same mission. It's not a blanket statement. So I choose not to have that be the first thing that I say when I talk about an experience that is so diverse but precise. My first time with no address, like, ever in all the years I've been here. So I didn't know what I was doing, but I know in that moment everything came together to say, it's time for change. It's time for you to do the unknown. It's time for you to do the unfamiliar. It's time for you to be everything that is not familiar to you. You not so much have to abandon everything that you know, but you got to grieve it. And grieve ain't, oh, all right, cool, I'm done now. Hand up, I'm done now. Ooh, me, nope. Grieving is still yet understood, overstood, whatever stand. Grieving is still something that all of us have to grow into. Continue to be in action with. Some parts largely ignorant about, whether it be intimate or communal grieving. It is a task that's ever growing in a polarized sense. People who have no idea what that means. And then there's people who are in it every day and have been in it for quite some time. And it is also something that is grossly mislabeled and tagged and unkept grieving. So I was like, who do I have in my phone? What's around me? Where do I be like scanning, like really scanning on how are we gonna do this? Like the weather is changing. Metal is behaving like metal. It either is cold as it is outside, or a little bit colder than it is outside, or a lot of it hotter than it is outside. Metal gonna be metal. And yeah, you're gonna have your windows up because of the perception of this is how I'm gonna stay safe. If you don't know I'm in here, you're not gonna bother me. And if you can't get in, you're not gonna bother me. And if I make myself invisible in the car where you can't see that someone's in here, you're not gonna be attracted to it. So it's hot. Roll the window down. Not if your safety depends on it. So you're gonna have to just do everything that is mental to control the physical. Telling yourself, this is, what we can do is breathing techniques. What we can do is maybe stretching. What we can do is a task, read, write. If you got service on your phone, watching, like you're doing everything to steer, to switch lanes from the physical to the mental as a coping mechanism. Or you start to strip, take layers off, position yourself, spread body parts out, legs open, arms up, arms out. Like you're doing things to create ventilation, or you're like performing to get it right, because all you want to do is just make it to the next moment. So all of this is happening. I'm experiencing situations where I'm thinking still on a pattern way of thinking. Don't spend money every day. Buy in bulk. So buy for 3 days. And that could be peanut butter and jelly. Mind you, my wellness is the one thing that I was never willing to trade. There were times where I might have ate some dairy, or I'm now eating fish, but like my wellness was not a negotiation. Not a fucking negotiation. I would get up dead tired. I would get up unwillingly. Watch our words. I would get up unwillingly. 5 a.m. Boom. First thing you do, walk around. Circadian rhythm. I know, like I said, continue to watch these videos and definitely subscribe so you can know when I'm going to be talking, what is happening, how you can support me, how you can, because the intention is to be in front of an audience eventually, sharing more intimately and uniquely, watch our words. The intention is to be in front of an intimate audience, expanding and amplifying awareness and expanding on my story. my why, my how, my where, the all of it. And I'm going to like give gifts. I do a number of things as a creative being. So that could be, I come up with something visually to give away for the people who are giving me mutual aid, incentives, or just gratitude, or I'll cook. Like, my bag is deep. My sack is deep when it comes to my creative virtue and ability. So yeah, subscribe to this channel so you can have first dibs, preference on what all is happening with No Address, what all is happening with this artist that is in No Address transition right now. So you could know how to maneuver when life has an assignment, how to maneuver when life is going to be in pattern, which is changes are going to happen all the time. And you'll learn, the more you're in the experience of change, that it's not personal. It's with you in mind every time on a dime. So subscribe to the channel. Graciously thank you for your goodness and listening all the way up to this point. I'm grateful for. So I'm like, who am I around? Where am I? And what's the viability of that? Who will hear me? Who will see me? Who will hold me? Who will love me? Who will show their mankind, their beingness? When I go into a space that I, on a lot of levels, never learned to nurture. Vulnerability, open-hearted, open-hearted, interpersonal exchanges. Besides art, that's all heart space. But outside of art, I'm business savvy. So that's like a precision of logic. Yeah, so, and I'm Baltimore for at least 34, 35 years of my cycle of life. And that city is a rich foundation of survival, attitude, perception, rituals, hygiene. Yeah. So I'm really like ill prepared to be in I'm learning through living in my car right now. Are you in a space to feed me? This is me DMing restaurants that are around where I be, asking a business to do philanthropy. I'm around in the area of people, South Carolina, Columbia, which is grossly underserved and inappropriately seen, heard, and held and loved on. The population of transients, people in transit, less housed, away from everyday shower, cooking for themselves, creative ventures or expression, family, like, that's what I mean, transient. They don't have that right now. They're homeless, just to make it speedy. Columbia, South Carolina, and criminalizes being homeless. So, which I had no idea until I left. And I was there for 11 months. Also did 3 months in Atlanta. That's why I said subscribe to the channel, so you can continue to be with me verbally as I continue to clear out my luggage, my duffel bag of no address. Was in Atlanta for like 3 months, no address. And in Columbia, South Carolina, the rest of the time, 11 months total outside, no address. 2 different states that both criminalize being homeless. That's housed in transit, no address. So I'm DMing businesses to offer me a meal It could be what you didn't sell, what order people didn't pick up, or the last of what you have because it's the end of the day. Yeah, that was new, that was different, that was unique. I'm a business. I'm a business. Giving doesn't serve my business. I got some. You didn't even have to ask. I watch, but I'm on my business hat stuff. It's not personal, but I watch what's going on with you. You didn't even have to ask. Come pick it up at this time, or what is it that you want? All right, cool. Come pick it up at this time. And then I got also, once you go get a job, once you Uber Eats, DoorDash, go to a shelter, go to a soup kitchen. It's not my problem. You grown, figure it out. Grown ass person. Asking, begging. Shunned, shamed, guilted, appreciated, honored, blessed, and seen were the combination of what I got when I asked for nourishment, food from businesses. Well, I kind of sort of didn't know anyone in either place. My connection socially relied on me making connections, and what you also have to account to, like I said, this no address thing, homeless thing, this in transit thing, changes abruptly happening, and everything is gone now, and you are thrust into start from here. You either have what you have and put it together well enough for you to be able to be in a package that wouldn't make. See all of this. If you have what you have, that's whatever you have gathered from whatever was going on before the transit no address situation happened. Like it be you got a pair of pants, shirt, suit, something that is a representation of order, if that's what you perceive it as, because you can go and use your intellect and your creativity and come in some chucks. It ain't always about the click-clacks or the button down or the performance of it all. Your charisma, your courage, your power can have you walking in with, some shorts and a white shirt on, like you Adam Sandler, and ace it. So in a no address situation, because it's become so awful in this starved in rampant ignorance towards not having, and all of the assumptions and judgment and just ignorance and violence that happens around you not having when others do, so to speak. You have to do everything and do it to such level of exhaustion. So, and then I moved, because it's really and I expressed that in other videos, and I'll come back to it. Laundry, to be able to wash what you have, still says that you're able to take care of you, which your being, your spirit, has to in some way maintain that, to just be upright. Food, you gotta nourish the body, the being, for it to run. Of course, you could do extreme things with the body, but you gotta add in your environment is extreme, the mental aptitude that you have to have, enduring people and yourself, everything. So you gotta have laundry, be able to keep yourself hygienically sound and presenting. Food to nourish the being that is allowing you to be in the transit. What the hell is that? Rest. Oh my goodness. It is unspoken how many people that are in transit, no address, homeless, are exhausted. Exhausted. Every day. Like exhausted. Every day. And imagine some people who have done it for weeks, years. Like exhausted. Mind and body exhausted. So that's another level of being tired, sleepy. So shout, laundry, food, rest, and it was something else. Those things they have to. They just have to. They are lifelines to be able to keep going. So laundry, I was able to get on like a every week schedule. And beautifully, I was able to go to Tumbles in Columbia, South Carolina. Beautiful, open to whatever the situation is, infrastructure. Appreciated it. And it worked for me because I was in transit in the car. So it had like a vacuum cleaner and wash your car and put air in your tire combination. I guess the owners own both, or they saw the benefit in doing both. Because I had, like I said, I'm smart. On top of saying that I'm smart. If you're listening, you'll be able to know she's run across a few ways of information and retained it. And I'm keeping my spirit, so I'm still in sight of stretching every day, rising at a certain time for the circadian rhythm. I will not, unless it's absolute last motherfucking resort, put in shit that's just gonna burn me out in my body. No. So I'm still eating a certain way. So I'm doing all these things. So every 2 weeks or every week, I got my little 1 sack worth of clothes that I'm washing. And when I tell you it's a level of euphoria that happened, to be able to just do that was a level of ecstasy level of euphoria, because it told me I was still in here, in my body, in my soul, in my spirit, in my mind. I was still here. I'm still in here. Don't count me out. Don't give up. Washing my clothes did that. Washing the clothes, I don't know what the christening the christening that happens in the laundromat. Somebody, when I was talking about it, they was like, it's all the water that you're surrounded with, and it's constantly moving. And it also creates like a white noise too. Like, so it's a great secret that happens in there. It's like a meditation spot. So I was like, I feel so good every time I be in that motherfucker. Like, why didn't I know about laundromats before now? Like, why didn't I value them until now? And they're everywhere, almost, and they've been around for years. And you can leave your shit in there and don't gotta worry about that. And they got like a drop off section where like, take this bag and I'll be back on Tuesday. How much I owe you? Oh, I got put an extra 20 on there. Like, they got like drop off, cleaner side. Then they got like the public laundromat side of shit. They play old school jams sometimes on the TV monitor, parking around it. Like, yeah. They had like a vending machine, even though I'm not eating out of that. Like, they had like a card that you load the money on, type shit. I got a system going where every week or every 2 weeks, I would wash my clothes one day. One day out of the 2 weeks or a week, I would wash my clothes. And I would do my best to leave money on it. So the times that I may not get a consistent amount of giving, mutual aid from the public, I at least take care of everything that's vital when I get it. So I'm like, I gotta at least leave like $10-12 on the card every time I use it, because I never know when I might not, things may not be consistent. But this won't break my spirit or my ritual, because I know that I'll always have money on here, which means I'll always be able to wash my clothes, take care of myself, care for me, and have the meditation that the laundry was creating for me. The quiet space, the temperature controlled space, seeing other people, also in the motion of caring for yourself, being, attentive to what your schedule is, your responsibilities. All of that is what the laundromat was providing. And most importantly, keeping my car clean. Almost like how you don't bring shoes in the house. Like, all of the things that I was doing before it happened, I was like, how am I going to be able to still do it? Which was kind of like a self-frustration in the beginning. Because I'm like, everything that I'm doing to just, like almost walk on rice paper, be like a proficient master of this life of dojo. My life, the dojo, that's my life. Now I'm got everything crammed on top of each other. Everything is swollen in on me. Everything that I ever had is all in the same vehicle at the same time with me. Like, how am I supposed to keep the order in the feng shui? Like, is the levels, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, so yeah, it's a mental and body experience, no address. That's housed in transit homeless. It's a mind-body experience. They go in tandem, one in front of the other, like right foot, left foot. So I'm like, I gotta keep this car clean. Gotta keep this car clean. Wipe it down when I can. It almost like how you clean your house, you sweep your steps up. Like, it was the same motto. Maybe not the outside so much, but the inside, you gonna have to. You got to. It kind of can't be an option. So everything kind of started to be precise too. Where, like, how much does the vacuum cleaner cost? Is that in the $12, $15 weekly for the laundry? Is that part of that? Or is that topping the $12 and $15 into the $17, $20? So, like, things started getting real precise when it came to this whole experience. And then I would shift and move things like feng shui, like whatever was in the back. Sometimes we'd make it to the front, and then what was in the front go to the back, like constantly moving things around to create the best order and energy cycle that I could, to not create stagnation as much as possible. Yes, man. And I would make sure that I get out of this car, because I'm already learning through living in the car. I don't want to do, I'm not doing things in the car. So if I got to write, you might don't want to go sit on that park bench and write, but to be in the car all the time, no. You got to get out of this car. You already are learning through living in this car. You cannot be in the car doing everything. You already are doing. You're peeing in the car. You're pooping in the car. You're eating in the car. You're sleeping. Like, no. Some things have to be outside the car, whether you love it or like it. We have to, we gotta move in tandem with what's going on with our life. And we can't, yeah. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. Full to the fucking brim and pouring over sometimes. Or ain't shit in that motherfucker. You looking up through it, listening to it. You shocked and amazed, like nothing? Like not even a corner? Yeah. Back to buying in bulk or buying every 3 days. I was like, yo, how I'm eating, which is the best that is best for my body. The things that didn't have preservatives in it because of the heat in the Carolina, because it's either hot or raining. That's the season. I come back a day later, mold in it. Yo. I've been to so many emotions, energies, doing this. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, can I get a break? Like, so much times where the car wouldn't start. Car cut off on highways. That's how I ended up in Atlanta. Going to Atlanta, changing the view, going to Atlanta, and the car cut the fuck off on the highway. Busy ass highway too. Cut the fuck off on the highway. Like, no more. You're not steering this bitch, and it's dead. You ain't cutting that on. It's done for. Stay out here. Type of. I was like, yo. Tow truck driver, like, you ain't got the platinum package, so you gonna have to pay this unless you can come up with something that's not over 5 miles. Like, I don't even know. This was not the plan. So how do am I even knowing what the fuck is right here? It's not where I'm going. Yo, like, it's so much had like transpired every day. So much had transpired every day. I'm like, yeah, these people parking like they live here. Car cut out on the highway. Busy as shit highway too. I think it's like 4 or 5 o'clock. Busy as shit on the Atlanta highway. Cut the fuck out. I'm strong arming the steering wheel, trying to get it in the shoulder and shit. Don't know where the fuck I'm at. Not expecting for it to happen. I'm like, if not one more. End up having to stay there. Thinking I'm gonna go get some Tassili's and shit. End up having to stay on the same street where Tassili's was overnight, and then learn after the overnight, so I wouldn't drive fucking frustrated, that the car will keep cutting off unless I got a part replaced, because of the age of the car. So the age of the car is starting to show up, or life is like, look, check this out. Stop trying to resist. We need you to learn. Stop trying to resist. We need you to learn. You can't maneuver this. You don't know this. Calm down and allow me to navigate you and just participate. Because I promise you, that was something that I would do more times than not. Go to Tassili's, spend a day in Atlanta, get out before traffic get nuts, Because it's a 3-hour drive, mind you, from South Carolina. I'm like, and in my mind, all the because it happened so sporadically, now I'm getting into like the fear and doubting and not even being optimistic. I'm like, yo, it's a 3-hour drive. This shit just cut off. It's gonna take you 3 hours to get back to South Carolina, so you gotta get that part fixed. You can't even try to play. It's 3-hour drive. It's not like a little bip. That shit is like, that car gonna be running. The car gonna be running for 3 hours. So this ain't for playboy. I'm like, get down there, thinking I'm artsy fartsy. This before I had to let go of my storage. Everything that I ever owned was in storage. Before that even was a thing, a thought, or it had to be. I got art loaded all up in my trunk. So I'm like, I'm out to sell these joints. Atlanta is art open, boom. Part fixed, extra cash, lodging, boom. Nothing. Nothing. Critiques on the style that I was, how they were looking for the patterns that were already present. What I was doing was out of pattern. Could I joke? Could I create stuff that's in pattern versus what's already together and here to buy? And you don't have your paint bag with you. You came for a sandwich. Like, it was, and you have to sell what you have to be able to get supplies. So like, it was, like, stand down and do what I'm asking. Learn a little bit more about everything, because that is a justice for you and everybody around you. So when you come up with the quick responses of why you ain't just, you could have just, if you would have learned a little bit more about everything. That's a justice for you and a justice for everyone else. So there's so many layers to this 11 months with no address, less housed, in transit, homeless. And it was cold. That's when the miraculous winter came out of nowhere and hit the places that winter ain't seen in years. Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans. I was in Atlanta when the snowfall came to New Orleans. So it went from Hottopia, hot Atlanta, to, it's 40 degrees and it's snowing again. And the shelters are on emergency alert where if they full, they full. You ain't getting in. And people are running there, so they full, because Atlanta is grossly overpopulated. So now you're putting on everything that you can find to create layers. So, which also goes into if you already are having everything on all at once for the days that the cold is here. Now you've already kind of used everything that was spread out for 7 days in 1 day or 2 days. And you hope that, you didn't perspire or you get any pee or poop on something, or you sit in places where others sit who are in transit. Life is what they smell like. Fear, doubt, guilt, shame, anger, no address. It's a full experience to the rim, pouring over sometimes. No address is a full experience, pouring over the rim sometimes. A lot more intricate than ignorance allows it. A lot more intricate than ignorance allows it. It's someone who gets up, who is no address every day, like I seen in Atlanta. Don't know if that was the story. He would be by the funeral home that's where Cecilia's is in Atlanta, West End. Suit, 3-piece, dress shoes, shirt, all that, cufflinks, boom. Sleep in the doorway of some business. Shave every day. Like lather on his face and all that shit. Mirror, towel, boom. Shave every day, dressed up every day, briefcase, all that shit. It's perceived like he's going to that same place ambitiously every day. Wherever that is, he's going there every day. He's preparing to go to that place that no one sees him go to every day. Adamantly, with full expression and aptitude. Like I said, shaving cream, razor, towel, suit, cufflinks, 3-piece, dress shoes, briefcase. And that person could be a person who worked at the towers, the Twin Towers, and that experience happened to them. And it just keeps looping and looping and looping and looping. No address, less housed, in transit, homeless, is way more intricate than ignorance would ever allow it to be efficiently expressed. Responsibility, please. Know more, know a little bit more about everything, because it is a justice for you and a justice for everyone else around you. Subscribe to this channel. Take a stroll through the rest of the videos. Learn more. Share around. Get clear. Get grateful. Get present. Love yourself. Thank yourself. Love those who love you. Get excited. Be optimistic. Just from listening in, looking at, being present. For your time that you have lent me, shared with me, I am grateful for your goodness. Thankful for my existence and my responsibility that I am choosing to give it sound and not let the villain of silence demonstrate and dominate. Peace.